Hey folks, today I'm going to be doing a review on the MT3.
If you don't like a single thing that I'm saying, if you're offended when I demonstrate, don't mean again to me and I shall continue. Hope you won't mind if I control my fate.
The MT3 looks really good on the Vision Spinner, being as that they are the same color. I got these from eSig Advanced in their free store before they closed down. These were supposed to be EVODs, however they weren't EVODs. They were MT3s. Okay, you're only allowed to buy one of each, or get one of each with the points that you had. So I got a red one and a blue one, and at the time I didn't have an Ego battery that was colored. It was just a regular old black one. So that's one of the main reasons why I got the blue spinner. That and my Ego battery died. But anyways, let's get on to the review here. These things are really finicky. However, when they're working really well. Okay, I really like these. As far as what I have used on top of an Ego battery, what was made for an Ego anyways, this is the best thing that I've found, hands down. Okay, and that's because it puts out some flavor, and it also puts out quite a bit of vapor. Okay, and it is one of those things though that has the bottom coil, and you know, it's a double-edged sword. You know, if you have the top coil, you're tilting. Okay, not quite that big of a deal really, at least I never thought it was. Okay, but with the bottom coil you don't have to tilt. However, you do get a lot of gurgles, a lot of flooding. You get just those inconsistencies that really, honestly, by now in the e-cig industry there shouldn't be any place for it. We should already have this stuff figured out, okay, but we haven't. So here it is. Thankfully the Vision Spinner is adjustable voltage, because if you let this thing sit for too long, if you let it sit straight up like this, it's going to flood. But if you let it sit like this in a holder of some sort, I have a shot glass, I've also got a pencil holder, a couple pencil holders on my desk actually. I'll put a paper towel on the bottom of it and set it in there like this, because you're going to get some condensation coming out of the mouthpiece. Okay, so what I do is just dab it until it dabs dry. Okay, and then I turn it back up and use it, because if you leave it straight up, it's going to flood. It's going to slowly leak out of there. It doesn't leak a lot, like making a huge puddle, or you know, like a week later you're empty. It's not that bad, but what it does do is it causes you to have to puff on it and puff on it and puff on it until it burns up that excess juice in there. Okay, and basically what I do when I do that is just turn it up a lot more than what I normally vape it at when it's all working the way it's supposed to and everything's back to normal again. Okay, so what do I most normally vape this at? I most normally vape this between 4 and 4.2 volts. Okay, and right now it's wetter than what it should be, I guess. So turn it up to about 4.5 and see what happens. There you go, that's a little better. Let's crank her all the way up to 4.8. See, when you do that, the taste just isn't there, and that is honestly an annoyance. So 4.3, I mean, what can you do? Just puff on it 20-25 times until it dries up? So I found that it's a lot better to just crank it up to get that thing dried off, and hopefully it stays that way. But if you set it down for 30 minutes, you're probably going to be back to ground zero. I mean, we're starting all the way over and turning it back up. Let me show you guys some other things on top of this battery so you can get a better idea of how things look on here. Okay. You will see reviews for these in the future. Okay, wait. Let's get the baseline. MT3. Okay. EVOD's a little bit smaller, but you'll see the review on this with a negative or two. However, everything you're going to see a negative or two, right? C4, CE something, C4 plus, blue tank, and a blue drip tip. On the positive side, it looks good together, and what I'm using it on, it holds a little more juice, lasts a little bit longer. Okay, has decent flavor, all in all. Okay, and that's pretty much all you can say, you know. I mean, there's really nothing else. It doesn't clean the house for you or anything. But going to the negatives. The negatives is that it is definitely flip-floppy. And the reason that I say that is because sometimes it can flood. Sometimes when you're not using it very often, it tends to flood more. Okay, so you want to store it upside down. Make sure you wipe the drip tip off after you do that, because condensation will come out. Okay, and then you definitely want to have variable voltage. If you don't have variable voltage, you're going to have more of a hard time with this than I do. Okay, the draw on this is medium to tight, and I'd say that's probably a positive, because you can get a longer pull out of it without running out of breath really fast like you do with the Pro Tank, or at least I do. Okay, and oh geez, what else can I say about this? I like it. 1 through 10, my vote is that it gets a 7.5. Okay, so that is the MT3. Thanks for watching.